I do not know what I'm going to say. I have no idea what I'm going to say. But, why should I use the word but? Maybe that's what I'm going to say, the word but. So I can see people leaving this channel right now. Right now, I'm leaving the channel. I'm leaving. I don't want to listen to this because I don't know what it is. And I might be interested, but I'm not sure. And at what point will I have had enough listening to the Nairischkeit, to what seems to be Nairischkeit? Kite, something that just flies in the wind, right? Hangs up into the sky, but there's nothing there. How is it hanging into the sky? How is something hanging into the sky? A kite. There's nothing there. It's an empty space. Look at that. Why doesn't it just fall down? Because there is something here. And you know what? There's so many interesting things out there. And just give me a second. I want to see if I still have it in here. No, it's not here. Just give me a second. I hear a buzzing in my ear right now. It's right here. Oh, look at that. I just want to show you something. Make it a little bit bigger if I could. Check that out. Mars on a hockey puck. Mars on a hockey puck. How in the world does somebody put Mars on a hockey puck? And if I flip this upside down, I got 16 and 91. Does that mean anything to anybody? Does that mean anything to anybody? But I have a connection, so it means something to me. And what I have seen over 20 years of work, that every time I find something that means something to me, it connects somewhere. 61. How about creation in 61? Isn't it ironic that once you pass 18, you've gone halfway around? 18 by 18 equals to 324. 18 plus 18 equals to 36. 324 is 9 and 24. 36 is 18 and 9. One equals to 27. The other equals to 33. I get very excited. I just get very excited. It just so happens that 19 times 19 equals to 361, where 19 and 19 equals to 38. 3, 6, and 1 equals to 10. 3 and 8 equals to 11. I'm like going to pass out here. I have to stop for a second. Because of what it tells me. Because of what I see deeper in words. What is 33? What is 27? What is 10? What is 11? Where can I find it? Just these items over here. My keyboard, the ATM, hockey, baseball, soccer, football, basketball, the deck of cards, the game of craps, the game of roulette, everything, every single planet, every single zodiac sign, every single dot and dash, anything that you can most likely can ever think that I can obviously, I have to say the words that if I can't do something with it, I'm going to have to create its distortion. Just like in Asia, and you write in Asian letters, you don't understand it. But if I write the letter A, what do you see? You haven't said anything because you don't understand it. Maybe if we took the A and went a little bit deeper with the letter itself and see what we can find from it. Being obviously the children of creation, we are the children of creation. We are the byproduct from a creator that has created us in its own image. I said yes, in its own image, right? So how can that be done? Well, you take part of me and I put me into an AI. Let's call that AI flexible, fleshy robotics.
what we can do with our metals, our elements, helium and oxygen. And where's that word I was looking for? This is 1123, right? And remember, we were starting with Mars, right? Remember that word Mars? And then 1996, we got to look at 96 rotation between 1 and 6, between 1 and 6, although Mars is 6. But I'm going to just, I don't even remember what I was going to be writing over here. I don't remember, but this is going to be gold, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go A, B, C, D equals to 10 as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 equals to 10. To what we are going to do next is E and F, okay, equals to 11. K, J, J, K. Now, if you want to look at the word, this word over here, right? Windows is 107. Did I get that right? But window, without this S, remove the 19. I'm not sure if I got this right, is 88. Second way to calculate this is also going to be 98. Windows 98, Windows 10, Windows 11. Where do I get all this information from? Where does this information come from? What does it mean? Well, there is Windows 11. Is there a reason for it? I don't know. I can make something up. Windows 10, I can make something up. I'm always making something up, but you're going to find a relationship. And once we put all the made up things together, oh, look, I found a bolt. Oh, look, look, oh my God, there's something inside of it. Oh, I can write with it. You can see it. It's all about building. You can pick up sand. And then if I show you this, you'll say, oh my God, well, what was in the sand? There was oil. And what was in the oil? What happened? How did I end up with this from oil? So everything we see is only a skeleton because of what we can do with it or what it comes from. So when God created and the word, what does the word mean? First of all, W-O-R-D. But in French, it's M-O-T. Or it could be M-O-T-S. Words. Mo. How do you write mo? Right? Mo. We can also say, oh my God. But in the 10 Commandments, we had Mo-Zeus. Mo-Zeus. More of something. That's the way I sometimes look at it. Mo word. Also, mo is to be hurt. Could be mo is malade. And that can be sick. And then it can be related to 6. So what we're going to do now, Rubik's Cube, the calculator. Where do we get 10? What is 10 made up? What is 11 made up? Well, there's 4 sides on here. A, B, C, D. A opposite D, B opposite C. No. A, B. A, B, C. See, B and C are right over here. Let me just see that again. Let me do that again. Let me put my head together. A, B, C, D. So we have B and D across from what is A and C. So now 13 is across from, let me see, let me write that down. Let me write that down because even I can't remember. A, B, C, D. So we have A across from C, 1 and 3, across from 2 and 4. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to 42 equals to 13. Well, that seems to just fit into the equation. The A, B, C, D, 10, the E, F. Now, we're going to call this the ring. The 4 that goes around here, we're going to call it the ring. If I would pull the center out over here, I would put it onto my finger. The ring and the pole. The pole goes inside the ring, and we connect the ring and the pole. When we pull this out, this cube, which has 54 colors, there's a whole equation going on here, which has 54 colors, which has 26 cubes. And every single cube, right? Every single cube has 6 sides. And every single corner of this cube has 3 colors. And the inside have 2 colors. And there's 12 times 2 colors equaling to 24. Spin this Rubik cube by 3. 1, 2, 3, the way it spins, right? So there's only 3 reverse sides here. And like I said, this is for Mars. This is for Mars, the ring and the pole. The 9 face for the 9 birth. The 4 for the ring to go on the 9th finger. The 4 sides. The ring goes on the 9th finger, goes on the 4th finger and the 9th finger for birth on Mars. And 2 would be the Venus birth. It is a Venus Pluto birth. 81, 84, 57. Or if you want to look at it another way, it's 27. We're going to just and 28 and sorry, did I write the and 19. 27 cubes to Rubik's cube. There's 27 cubes. I said 26, but we didn't count the spindle. I shouldn't have said cubes. I should have said 26 cubes and 1 spindle. The spindle that holds on to everything, right? Even holds on to the 8. It's 1 holding on to 8, and it's 1 holding on to 8. And on all 6 sides, it's 1 holds 8. You're 18, you're Raish. Now, the thing about 18 is it's set as 10 and 8 and might be equal to 18. And it could be the skeleton, meaning it's only equal to 2. 2 by 9, 18. It is your birth into the heavens of both worlds. There are 3 levels on this cube. There are 3 parts to a hockey game, just like we saw on here. 1131. Did we get this here? There it is. Well, that's my number 5. That's not what I wanted to see. I just wanted to show you what we can do with the numbers. We're just going to see if I can back this up. Just give it a second. It's right here, the hockey puck, right? We're looking at Mars, 1996. We're trying to understand. In between 1 and 6, it's the half world. Why is it the half? This is all we need. We either need this, right? Not this. Is it this? Sorry, I didn't want to talk about this one. I wanted to talk about, that's wrong. I want to talk about this one. There's a difference between this and this. Now, if I wanted to do this here, can I do it? Right? I can do one of the lines, but I can't do the other line because I'm in between. The only way to get through here is it could be this way, right? Like the aleph. The other way to get through that center line, we can do it this way, the double cross. But this paper tells me it's either this or it's going to be this. These are the 2 majors on this paper. After we have this, actually there's 2, but there's 3. These are the 2 smallest ones. This one cuts everything in half. And what I tried to get to before is to show you about the letter A. The letter A is not like this. This is not the letter A. The letter A that we know is like this. This uses up 2 areas by 1 by 2, but we cannot get it. We can get it over here, right? Where we have 2, 4, 6, 8 by 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2. We have 4 wide, we have 8 altogether, we have 2 high. Here we have 1 by 2. 84 stands over Pluto. But when you look at this, you can see the top part over here is a D. The bottom part of the A comes out into the C. So what you actually can be looking at is DC, or DC equaling to what is A. You can look at this one other way if you like. I'm just trying to think of what that way is. Just give me a second. I'm thinking. Right. By the way, that is 4 and 3 or 3 and 4, like in DC, like in Washington, DC. You ever think of that? You ever think of the word of George, what it actually means? What happened in this year? I'm going to show you something about the word George very shortly. If I can finish off with this and explain to you why I did this. Just give me a second. I've traveled in so many places. I've seen so many things on this paper. Where am I right now? Yes, we're still with the A. Yes. So what happens with the A? What we can do to the A to keep into formation is we can split the A in half and it'll still remain A. Now, if we split in half, we can separate it, right? And I always like to look at the picnic table like this over here. And this can now look like, if I just equal all these lines, in the letter F, right? In the letter F, it looks like that. Or the 7 with a line through it, and the F looks like that with a half line. Possibly it's because of this. This is what it shows me from this letter. So you would have 7A1. Now the 17th letter is Q. The 17th letter, or 3 times 17, equals to 51. And now we have Mars. But in the word Mars, the total of 51 count. I also look to Mars is, I have learned that when S or ES comes at the end of a word, it could mean plural. So I'm going to take into a fact that the Mar is Mars, and it's plural for more than one RAM. Now, if you have more than one RAM and you're in computers, what does that mean to have more than one RAM in computers? Okay. At the same time, starting with the letter M, it's telling me about 3 worlds, 1,000. M Roman numeral. When S comes also, it's telling me on the other side, when it comes RS, it's the split of the alphabet. When you add up, these 2 letters come together. I like to use all the math. If I add up A all the way to R, 1 over to 18, it equals to 171. Yeah, QQ, double Q. 17 and 17 is 34 for DCCD. 17 times 3, because formation comes in, base formation, before it's closed, okay, before you reach the other side, is 3. What proves that point is ABC, or 1, 2, 3, okay, equals to 6. But I cannot do ABCD, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So it shows me when I get to the 4th part, I'm starting back to the flip side. At the same time, if I get the 4 parts, one of the 3 parts will be 3 by 120. The 4 parts will be 4 by 90. This is telling me about my birth. This is going to tell me about the hockey game. We only have 3 periods in the hockey game. We have 3 periods in the hockey game. We have 4 periods, okay, or 4 parts of other sports. 4 by 90 is 360. The 12 zodiac signs, the 9 numbers, because we start off with a base before something is added on or taken off, one of the 2. Maybe it's this living inside this, missing, what is there? 1/3 more of this will equal to this, right? Even this calculator is set up that way. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 3 is 7, 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 3 is 8, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 3 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 3 by 7 is 21, 2 and 1 is 3. 1 and 1 is 2, 4 and 4 is 8, 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. They all relate to each other. It's not made this way for nothing. And then I'm not sure if you can see that. This board is set up to 36 numbers. We need 9, 9, 9, repeat. And then we start over with that part on the bottom to this part on the top. Part on the top before we get to the line. That line connects 9 over to 12 to the next section of numbers. And then we start with 12 numbers. The first 12, the second 12, the third 12. I need to create all these boxes so I can understand, right? We can do a lot of things with this. We can create octagons and hexagons. You can even see that, I don't know if you can see it all the way out into the middle of the floor. There's squares in some of the boxes. That's where the cube goes. The cube fits right over here. That'll turn into a hexagon, into a cube, all these sections over here. Each one of these cubes is going to contain 27, 27, 27, and then 27. Now, is there only one cube here, or is it multi-dimensional? We're going to start off small, because if we start off too big, we're going to get lost in the translation of understanding. Because in art, if I threw everything on the table in art, if I went ahead and I threw all the markers and paper and pens and everything, I go, that's the skeleton of something I'm going to build. I'm going to take it all off and put the paintbrush or whatever, the starting point, the dot, the starting point of where it's going to all begin. So now when we get back to the A letter, okay, when I get back to this A letter, I also want to show you this one little piece. Here. See this piece here? If you look in the center one, it tilts to the left. If you look at the right one, okay, it tilts to the right, the one on the far right. If you go to the other one, it's straight up and down. Now, what I did in here, right, is I connected 147 with 369 on the right. Then I connected the center 147, okay, with 258. And on the left side, I connected 285 with 963, leaving out 147. So in each one of them, I use them all, right? I use them all. Each one of them is missing the other. That's what I'm saying. If you throw everything on top of each other, you cannot see what's going on inside of this, right? And then you have the 432 hertz. And none of this is my bias. It's not my bias. 1, 2, 3, 4, you have the healing, you have the hertz. H and Z, 88. Z can now be found on the ATM on the 1 with the Q. We're going to get to that also. But I'm going to just get back to Mars's number 51. 5 and 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The bookends. The healing is inside that 5 and 1 Mars. That's what it seems like. That's what it's telling me. I multiply things by 3 because the minute you get the 4, you have made formation with them. So now what is, okay, so let me finish that before I get to explaining what 10 is all about, what 10 does. 10 is amazing. Everything's amazing because it all does what it does in there. Okay, we're just going to take this off. This is counting up to 7, up and down. This is one stroke. This is the alphabet. This is the base alphabet, right? What I want to get to, this is the 17th letter, the 26th letter, right? This is found on the number 1 of the ATM. And like I said, I back up all my work. All my work is backed up right here, Q and Z. 17th letter, 1 and 7/8. 26th letter, 2 and 6/8. It's not on the 7 and it's not on the 9. Remember, these are very, very different numbers, this 7 and 9. There's so many things you can do with this. This is This is amazing what happens in here, right? And take a look at this. They're not square. None of them are square. And neither is it in roulette. 57, 75. Let's not forget about that either. Let's not forget about the 7 areas and 13 areas. No, let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about 5184, Mars and Pluto. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about what happens when you look at what is a 7. How do we get 7? Or how do we get 3? 3, 12, 21. Why did I end it this way? Because here is no a 0 and 3, 0 and 3, 1 and 2. I had to separate it, or did I have to separate it? Could I have gotten this inside of here when 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3? So this stays exactly within its own. I cannot do it unless 5775 has a larger space as 55, right? There's only a few of them, right? 33, 22, or 11 can do it, right? 11, 22, 33. They all have these bigger spaces other than this, where it's a smaller space right over here. We have to live in the 0.5 over here. Here it's a full number. We have to understand how our numbers work, right? Here is 22. Here's 11. You see the single sticks inside of it? The house is larger between 13, 31, which is 11 times 11 times 11. Happens to be working out to the creation of the heavens coming from ape. The spirit of 76, where Mars and Earth comes together. Here's where the horse and 3 and 7, the creation of the gateway. 74 is Jesus. We possibly live in this area over here in between 38, 83. That's ape, and 83, 38. Right, 8338, right over here. Now, why over here? There's 3 in the center, and then there's 3 and 3 on the outside. 3 in the center you don't see, and 3 and 3 on the outside. We flip it over. There's 1 in the center. 1 in the center, right? And then there's 8 around it. That's your 3 and 8. And what happens with that is mathematically in the star system, 11 and 22. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 2 times 2 equals to 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. 4 plus 4 equals to 8. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. This is your base creation. The T is used often in writing as a 7. The E is used as the actual, it's used as the 3. The B is used at the 3, although it's the 5th letter. I should actually be going 1, 3, 3, 5, 7. Because most of the people, when they write this word, or a lot of them in some of the groups, they'll do this. Or you can actually just do this. In the Q gate is your rotation of 69. 3 by 3 equals to 9. 3 plus 3 equals to 6. 6 and 9 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. How the 3 comes together, 1 and 2 equals to 3 coming from K11. How about the K9 of your creation into the doghouse? 83 is ape. Gold. Club. Notice 3 letters, 4 letters, 4 letters. 3 letters we're going to represent Venus. 4 letters we're going to represent the twin suns. Equals to 108. Equals to 81. This one equals to 108. At the same time, it's 108. It's also, just give me a second. Give me a second. Yes, it's also this. It's also this, 18, Resh. It's going to equal into the sun. 3 times 18 equals to 54, and that's going to equal into the creation of the sun. The numeric value for sun is 54. Where did I get this from? When I count in a single digit count, 81 over 27. 7 and 1, 8. 8 and 2, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. I know in French, now there's something funny. I had this up in the blank spot up. I'm going to have to re-show it to you. But in French, hi, Tammy. Hope all is well. In French, they say things. They tell us how to do things. In Hebrew, they tell us how to do things. In fact, in Hebrew, they use 6 twice and they use 7 twice. Is that not correct? When they say 15 in Hebrew, they go tet vav, right? They go tet vav. When they go 16 in Hebrew, they go tet zayin. Now, when they go 17 in Hebrew, okay, if I get this correct, I think they use yod zayin. Let me look this up for a second. Yod zayin.
According to Wikipedia, Zion is a place name in the Hebrew Bible, often used as a synonym for
Counting in Hebrew. How to write in Hebrew 16. Oh, no, I don't want Hebrew writing. That's not what I write. That's not what I want. But anyways, do I have it written down on my wall somewhere? Anyways, I don't. But take it from me, even with my little mistake here. Okay, well, it's not a mistake. It's just that I can't tell you. Anyways, the thing I wanted to say is that every letter reverse is 27. So if I add up the word ape, sorry, this was supposed to say Venus. Okay, but if I add up the word ape equals to 22. Monkey equals to 83. Gorilla equals to 74. Gorilla, energy, Jesus, cross, time, all equal to the numbers 4 and 7. 4 and 7, okay, 4 is made up of 7 and 1. You put them over together in artwork, right? See that one here? And I just put that up and I have number 4 upside down. So you see the 4 turned everything upside down by just putting the 1 into it. And even when you put together numbers, I don't want to do this, but give me any number. If I take 5 and 3, I'll end up with a 9. 5 and 3 equals to 9. But if I take 5 and 2, right? 5 and 2, right? There you go. 5 and 2 equals to 8. That's your BC creation. I wanted to talk about another thing about A, B, C, D, right? That it's after the death, A, T, D, right? What about after the death of the entity, right? So you would have A, T, D, E. What about if you have just a date? What about before the Christ? Christ, C, H, R, I, S, whoop, T, right? 157 in the Christ. Sorry about that. I could have made the small c, but I made the bigger c. I removed that E part inside of it. So here's the Christ, 157, 157. We are born into the moons of Earth and Mars. Their moons
Isn't that ironic? The three moons, Luna, Phobos, and Deimos. 4, 7, and 3. I'm just using the first initial. By the way, these two, this altogether creates 32, 16 and 12, 28, and 432. HEHU. I don't know if it does anything. I'm quite sure it does, right? But these are just the first initials. After the death, before the Christ. So we have after the death, we're going to use 4 and 1. And then before the Christ, we're going to use 2 and 3. Isn't it ironic that they both equal 5? Isn't it ironic that this one equals 5 and 4 equals to 9, and this one equals 5 and 6 equals to 11? 4 and 5 equals to 9, 5 and 6 equals to 11. Star system math, multiplication and addition to create that. This is the home king. This is also created, as I showed on the other page, in the mathematics of, did I get this somewhere? Maybe not, but I know I did. 1 times 6. Remember Mars, how it began. This is a smaller world. This is the first world, these 4. Then you need all 9 of them in order to get the core. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. This equals to 6. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. 7 times 6 equals to 42. 7 plus 6 equals to 13. 1, 3, 4, 2 equals to 55. That's your freedom 55. Your freedom 55. Now this over here, and I've done this many times before, but I'm going to do it again. And then I hope you're taking all these notes. You can't work one person. You have to work many people because I keep jumping back and forth. So we're going to use this, and we're going to look for number 9. 1 and 8 is 9, right? We're going to go 1 and 8 is 9. 7 and 2 is 9. In the heavens of Alpha, crossing over to the beta gates. So we're crossing over right over here, right? We're crossing over right over here, and that's 4 and 5 is 9. Mars into the E world. We're crossing over right over here. So if this is 4, this is 5, this is 4.5. That's the passage in the sun. 9 times 6, 54. Fox. 6 and 15 and 24 equals to 39. And 6 equals to 45. Fox. Leave this one out. That's your exo. That's your love. That's your angels. 39. That's angel. 10 angel. Creation of the birth of alpha beta creation. Your 3 and 9, that creates your 12. You have to bring on from the other side. You have an added creation in there through the sun. So here you've created 999, living in the house of Bait. Now, if you want to create the 11, we're going to have to do it this way. 2 and 9 is 11. 2 and 9 is 11. 3 and 8 is 11. And 5 and 6 is 11. So now you have your 33 and your 27. Now, your 33 and your 27 come together. This together is 360 degrees. Now, if you were with me since the beginning, right, this will be 360 degrees. Your 18 is your halfway house. Your 19 by 19 brings you to the other side. Ape world. 6 and 9. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is what's going to create it. Okay, I don't remember what you asked me in the video at this present moment. Sorry, maybe you can repeat it or just give me a minute. Oh, and I did answer that same thing over here, right? When we were talking about this, what this is I have 4 of these over here. But once I create this, the next reality that comes from this is it's inside this box. 1 area surrounded by 8. Here it's a 2 by 2 area. I can create an immediate star as when this one, I need the controller inside of this one. Now, what happens inside of this? Is it mini stars that come in? I'm not really sure, but this is what we can end up creating inside of this. And it looks like all X's. Another thing to think of is Y in threes. Bowling is another place we do it at threes. So now what happens over here? We've connected 88 and 22 in this one. 7 and 4 gets ignited. Energy, Jesus. Over here, right? We connected 6 and 4. We ignited the 10. What did we ignite? Over here is 4, 5. Over here is 5, 5. Liberty of 55. 4, 5, and 5, 5. We're going to use, we can say Fox 45. We can say Pass or Sky Pass at 55 each. Two buildings, 55, 110. Two Rubik's Cubes. We're going to equal this to the tower. We're going to equal this to a tower coming down. 9 and 9. 9 and 9 is 18. We take away 2. We take away 5. 18 minus 5 and 2. 18 minus, right? 6 and 1. 18 minus 3 and 4. Each one of these I'm minusing 7. It'll all come out to 11, 11, 11. When you multiply them, it equals to 13, 31. When you add them, it equals to 33. Your void to this cube, meaning all this white area space compared to this cube over here, will tell me that I have 33 that are white or void. And I'll have 21 dots as the chicken lays its egg, or as the egg hatches on the 21st day, as the 6 days of creation and the 1 day of rest, the hen does not lay any eggs. On the 5 days of the week and the 2 days of now rest in the house of bait, what they call the week end, connecting Saturday and Sunday, 55 together, if you want to look at it that way. And then the center day, which is the day of miracles, said in Spanish, the 4th day, which is the first day separating the 3 and 3 days. Each one of these will tell me something different. The first multiplication and addition, the first multiplication and addition, and the first multiplication and addition will create this. I'm going to multiply them all by 3 and 4. 39, 52. See the way the angels came into earth? Here it's going to be 51 and 68 from Mars into the house, the divided house, the 3/4 house. 6 and parts of 8s, the hexagon and the octagon. And then the 19 is going to be 57 and 76. And this is through the moon in the honor or connections between 76, which is going to be Earth, 52, and Mars, 51. This one is a 7. This one is a 6. Can be also marked in Roman numerals like that. Remember that 3 that I worked before, right? V1, V2, V3 for 53 Electric Company, because it's all extending from Mars, your Mars base. Now, if I wanted to talk about Mars, I'm just going to talk about these 4 connecting together. These 4 for Mars. Okay, just give me a minute. I have the phone. Just give me a second. I'm not going to answer. Just give me a second. Okay. Where was I with this? Yeah. So in this over here, this is 911. You notice the X? Notice the X? At the same time, I'm going to show you one more thing. This is going to connect together here. And this is going to connect together here. Why? Sorry, this one is wrong. I'm just going to look at it. It's this one here. Let me take that one off. This one's going to connect together here. Maybe I'll just darken it in. Just want to see what that looks like. I'm going to see what other design I can make out of it. Does this show me a P and a D? I'm not really sure what design it makes out of. Maybe there's transfers and you can go through because this is one dimensional. I did this for the 911 connection, which also shows you, right, that if I show it in small, it's also showing you this for the 11, and then it's showing you this for the 9. The 9 says 11, the 11 says 9. I did all this in the spirit of 76. Earth and Mars come together. 103 is the initials JC, Jesus Christ, or 10 and 3 for 13, man's bar mitzvah. Coming into the house in rotation of 168 hours plus 1, or 13 times 13 equals to 169. The Monopoly board. The Monopoly board is made up, the center of the board, there's 169 areas on the Monopoly board. I'm not sure if I can exactly show it. I don't have the board here, it's somewhere. But what happens on the Monopoly board is there's one center, and as you go around and around and around and around to make the 40, when you count them, the exterior where the 40 is, it takes up a 4 area. It takes up either a property of 2 or a corner of 4. It takes 168 around 1, but it takes 2 for the properties, right? Too high for the properties. Then it's separated by the train tracks. So you have 4 areas and 1 area and 4 areas. So you have 8 to 8 cycle of our moon, 8 to 8. 4, 8 to 8, 4, 8 to 8, 4, 8 to 8, 4. And all the train tracks are located in an area of 6. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta. I think delta is Pennsylvania rail. Reading rail is at 6, which is Dalet. Which is Vav. Reading rail at Vav, if I remember. Go to jail is the 31st area. 3113, go to jail. What is number 13? I think that's the electric company. Let me just see this for a second. What is the 13th area in Monopoly? Well, you can't even get a straight answer, eh? Can't even get a straight answer. The 13th area in Monopoly, okay, is electric company. Electric company. Electric is 75. Company, I think, is 87, creating that Q gate. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 7 and 8. It's a rotating gate because the mathematics rotate. 8 times 7, I'll have to write it down. It'll be easier. 17. 1 times 7 equals to 7. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. That's my G and H. It's my F gate. G and H create F. This equals to 15. The letter O. 1 and 5 equals to 6. The letter F coming from G and H. That's actually H and G. Is there a word in here? Hog, fog. Okay. Now 7 by 8 is 56. And 15 equals to 71. 71 minutes times 3 or times 4 times 3, 71 minutes. Okay, 71 minutes, 71 minutes, and 71 minutes equals to, I'm just trying to think. 71 times 3 equals. No, sorry, I'm just trying to hold on a second. 2 hours. Just hold on a second. 71. Hold on, just give me a second. Where was I? 71. 71. Yes, that's right. 71 minutes is 1 hour, 11 minutes. Then it becomes 2 hours, 22 minutes, 3 hours, 33 minutes, and then 4 hours, 44 minutes. And what we're going to do is 284 minutes. 4 times 71, okay, equals to 284. 284. So when we get 4 times 60 equals to 240, right? 240 plus 44 equals to 284. So it's the beta house, Pluto, right? And you end up with 444 on your clock. So that's 4 times 71. And also, you've come into the mirror world. Once you get the so 5, there's many ways to look at 5. I always like to discuss 5 because just like in counting and blackjack, we don't start at 0. I like to start at 5, and 5 can be so many things. 5 can be halfway between something, okay, which it is. It's halfway between 1 and 9. I don't want to use 0. I want to use 0s if I was going down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 101. Using 0, using the Y letter for 0. I don't know why I do that. 0 also for me values at 6 and 9. But I mostly value them at 6 because 9 plus the number, any number, is going to equal to the same number. And 9 times any number will always equal to 9. I'm just trying to see where we were with this. I was talking about, yes, when I multiply by 3 and 4, because to this side and then to this side, right? And this side, and then you have to center yourself to a number. To the right, how do you center yourself? I can't center myself to my base creation because my base creation comes off at 3, ends at 3, and then goes into 4. So I have to restructure. I don't know if I have to just take this door, and instead of just flipping it over this way, I have to take the distance and put it the distance from where I ended onto this side to find a new middle. Am I explaining that properly? I don't think so, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. I like to multiply and multiply everything by it's 4 and it's 3. It's 3, then it's 4. And it's 3, then it's 4. Another thing to say about 3 and 4, or if I'm going to go back to the ATM, just for 1 second, that you can say headquarters because both Q and Z is for the H. Both Q and Z, okay? I wish I can write on here. Can I write? No, I can't write. Both Q and Z, okay, if you total them up, the 26th and the 16th letter equal to 43, DC. It's ironic. It's ironic that 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7, making DC 7, right? At the same time, 43 is hot. 34 is cold. It just so happens that repossession Republican hot 43, blue Democratic cold boy 34. It will connect to 57 the moon. It will connect to 57 is real. See that? 57, 15 over there? 57 and 15. Ra and L, the wings of the spirit or the wings of the angel. AE and L. AE equals to actually the 15, 1 and 5, or 5 and 1 is O. So although you see IS 1 and 5 before R, you also see it after R. One you saw it in the alphabet, the other you saw it in numbers. I mean, you can look at it as letters as IS equaling to birth into
through the spirit moon. The 19 is going to reach the moon. 3 by 19 is 57. Nothing is alone. Where we go one, we go all. Let me see what was written here. So yes, and if we're going to go with number 10, I'm going to mention what 10 is, and I got my stuff all over the place. I can't just open it up in a file, and so let me see what the number grid is. Okay, I think I have the number grid over here. So let me explain this number grid if I can. If you start on the left side where you see number 1 and go down, we count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Row 2, we count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Now, why do you say it this way? Because 16, right? 16, 1 and 6 equals to 7. 14, 1 and 4 equals to 5. So now we're going to go into the third row, and you can see in the third row, right? 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. It always repeats. On the fourth one, there's always a repeat. So we flipped over to the other side. Okay, it's explaining that in threes. Now, and our counting comes in threes. But anyways, I'm gonna have to show you this. Let me see. Do I have this anywhere? Different houses and ways of understanding your count. I'm only counting by 1 per line. So I put 1 here, I put 2 here. But it's in the second house, so I count up to 2 and I stop. Here, it's 2 per line. I count 1 and 2. I'm in the second house, I only count the 2. So I just showed you where I repeated. I only need 1 line. Next line repeats, proves its point. Over here, I have 3 per line. So I'm only counting as high as 2 and I start over. 1, 2, 1. Then I go, after 1 is 2. Then after 2 is 1. Then after 1 is 2, and it ends here, and then boom, it starts over again. So this is 5, 4. So I know this is a passage from the house of 8. Then I go 4 per line. 1, 2, 1, 2. It repeats again. I just repeated it to prove its point. 5 per line. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, etc. all the way to 9, and you end up with 1 here. Oh wait, 9 per line. Here I ended up counting till 3. I don't know why. Why did I count to 3? Did I make a mistake? 8 per line over here, and this is a mistake. I'm gonna have to go and correct that. If this was 1 per line, I ended it here. There's 2 per line, 5, 6, 7. So when there's 7 per line, you're gonna have 7, 7, 7. So it took 14 to repeat. When there's 8 per line, you're gonna have 8, 8, 8. You're gonna have 24, and then it repeats perhaps for the 24 hours a day, perhaps for the 21 dots on the cube. Okay, but 1 second, I'm going to finish. Let's go back to this one over here. We're going to go to row D. Now, why do you see D and E together? Why do we see D and E together? In fact, 1 and 2 equals to 3 together, but 3 and 4 equals to 7. 5 and 6 equals to 11. 7 and 8 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. E equals to 9 and what is that? 9 and 10, I think that is. Or 9 and 1. I don't remember what I did there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I ended up going to 1. I skipped over this. Okay, I skipped over that. I don't remember why. I skipped over this. Why? I'm just trying to remember why. I don't remember why. Anyways, what happens? Just let's go to row number 2. What happens is when I get to the 10th count of 1, it starts over. The 10th count of 2 becomes 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. It starts over. The 10th count of 3 is 30. But 3, 6, 9, 12. 1 and 2 is 3. It starts over on the 4th one. Number 4, 4, 8, 12, 16. I have to go all the way to 40 before I can say 4 again to a single digit count. 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Stop me anywhere. 35. 3 and 5 is 8. But when I get to 40, right? 40, right? I can stop at 40. 8 times 5 is 40. Did I get that right? But 4 plus 0 is 4. It's not 5. Only at 50. 10 times 5 is 50. Now 6. 6, 12,
18, 24, 2 and 4 is 6. I can start over again. 7, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 5 and 6, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. It doesn't work. 8 times 7 is 56. 9 times 7 is 63. 6 and 3 is 9. Doesn't work. But 10 times 7 does work. 8 is the same thing. Only 3, 6, and 9. 9 repeats on the second one. 3 repeats on the fourth one. 2 and 4 is where your gateway is. So your 3 and your 9 is your gateway. Your 3 and your 9 is the word 10. Your 3 and your 9, your creation and your birth. Your 3 and your 9 is your angel. 93 is Saturn, which is 3 times 31. 13 will create 19. 19 is where the moon is. 13 is the bar mitzvah. It gives 169 moons, 13 by 13 years. 13 moons a year by 13 years, 169. There's 168 hours in a week. And there's that one extra that separates everything. Understanding how to make the numbers perfect and having leftovers of A, B, C. That's it. There's no D. The leftovers are A, B, C. If we're going to run with more leftovers, it's because we recentered our numbers into the center. So if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to be multiplying by a number, let's say 5. Then I can have A, B, C, D left over. If I do it by 6, it'll have A, B, C, D, E left over. If I do it by 7, it'll have A, B, C, D, E, F. And now we're going to revert to the cube, understanding this cube. Also to understand the Mayans, right? The Mayans little calendar over here is 7 and 13, right? This is 7 and 13. So if I can just show you something. 7 and 13. There's the calculator. So what we're going to do, okay, is this. You see that? I'm going to see if I can get the calculator. 4. 4 and 9 is 13. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do 6. We're going to do 6 and 7 is 13. 5 and 8. 5 and 8 is 13. And then you have 1 and 3, which is that 13. That's what we've made. So we have maybe this swinging pull, or maybe we can swing it around that way. See that one in the center, or swing it around that way. And that's your 13. Now, if we wanted to go to our 7, if we wanted to use our 7, why do I say that? There's 13 areas here, and there's 7 areas here, right? So now if I wanted to go to the 7, I go 1 and 6, 7. And I'll go 3 and 4, 7. And then I'll go 5 and 2, 7. And now we can be going right through the center of that connection. Your 3, 6, 9 with your 1, 4, 7. Now, if we did that, would we be looking at that? 1, 4, 7 with 2, 5, 8? No. 1, 4, 7, right? And don't look at which way this goes, because these numbers can be in different positions, right? They can be spinning and moving all the time. So all these are rotating. And if you look at the first one, the 2 points over here, they're over here on the second one. And then on the third one, okay, they're over here by the top. Are those 2 points? See the way they're over here on the right? Then over here, they're on the left. Then over here, they're on the bottom. But if you really look, they're also over here. They're everywhere. There's 2 points here. There's 2 points close here. There's 2 points close in 3 directions in each one of these. So here we're going to get our 13 and our 7. Now, if we want to add up anything else like our 12s, right? Our 12s are going to be a little bit different. Our 12s are going to be going 7 and 5, 12, 8 and 4, 12. So here's my 12. So if I need to get another 12, I can be doing this one. And then my question is, would I go into the 5 area to come down over here to get this 12? How can I get the 3 and 9, 12, or can I not? Unless I added on another section, and when this one over here would be 7, 8, and 9. Is that what it be? Or would I flip it over? Would I flip it over is the question. 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, this is 10, 11, and 12. So this, since this is 12, and this, let me see 1 second. Which way was I going with this? Wow, because I'm upside down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 12. Hold on a second. I'm upside down. I usually don't work upside down. I should have put it up here. I should have put it up here as 10, 11, and 12. And that way I'd be running it this way, right? My 9 and 3 would be over here in this instance. And my 7 and 5 would be here. Where would my other 12 be, right? But what would be the opposite of this one? Would it be this one here? Is the opposite, just like the opposite of this is this, the opposite of this is this, just like in the other, over here, I went from 1 over to 8, and the opposite was 3 over to 3. Where's this opposite? Is that opposite located here? Because if it was over here, okay, if it was over here, then this one over here would be 3 and 5 equals to 8, and 6 and 2 equals to 8, to where on this one over here, it was 7 and 5, okay, equals to 12, to where it was 8 and 4 equaling to 12. And we have electric, moon, Pluto. The ring and the pole. And then over here, I'm not really sure what I get with 8. I usually don't count up anything to 8. I get DC over here in the total of this equation over here. This one over here, I'm going to get 47 and 44, 91. I'm going to get to the spirit. I'm going to get the time. I'm going to get to teen space. So if I'm going to get the teen space, right, I'm going to be going from 13 over to 19. I'm also not sure, but I'm going to do this to go from 77, 78, 79, 97, 98, and 99. And I'm going to explain this to you. And remember, on the number 1, we found Q, which is Q17, and it's from the 7 key. And on the number 1, we found Z26, and that's from the 9 key. 7 and 9 are special. 9 for your birth, 9 innings of a baseball game. We say 9 times 7, 8, and 9. We do not say 9 times every other one. We do not say it. In French, I'm talking. In French, okay, we do not say, just give me a second. We do not say, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We say all of these 6 times, but we say all of this, okay, 9 times. And the reason for that is we say the number exact. Over here, we go 60 and 10 and 7. But the word for 6 over here is size. The word for, the word for 17 is just set, is said like this. But the word for 16 is said like this. The word for 15 is written like this instead of like this, and this one instead of like this. Here, look at that, 2 Q's. Okay, 2 Q's. Here's 14 instead of written as quatre. It's pretty close, more than the others. And then 3 is going to be tres. And then douze. And then onze. Onze equaling to 11, equaling to 12, equaling to 13, 14, 15, and 16. But only 17 and when we work over into the 90s. Sorry, I said that wrong. It's going to be said 7 times. I'm just trying to. There's something I have to. It's 6 7. I just let me just hold on a second. Let me just take this off. How many times it's going to be said? Okay, 18 in the 80s. Okay, in the 80s. Sorry, the 80s is different. Okay, it's a little bit mixy up because in the 80s it's different. So just hold on a second. It's 7 and 8. 7 of the numbers will be repeated all 9 times. Okay, just stop. Let me show you. 90, okay, is not even like this. 90 is 4 times 20 plus 10 and 7 plus 10 and 8 plus 10 and 9. It happens in these 2 areas like this. It doesn't happen uh, anywhere else because in the 80s, what happens in the 80s, you're going to say 4 times 20. And then you're going to say every single one of the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But here you say it with 10 and 7, 10 and 8, 10 and 9, almost as if you were saying in reverse. Okay, if I did in reverse, it would be A, B, C. And then it would be A, B, C. Almost like you're starting at 1, 2, 3 again inside these areas. And I'm a little tired right now, so I'm there's a piece that's missing in that explanation. So we're going to count after we get to 69, right? Everything starts to double up. So the highest number is 69, where we say it normally, right? Except, okay, what I'm going to do this again is that in the 69 numbers, there are going to be 19 numbers. Hold on a second. I'm just thinking of something. There's going to be 19. There's not going to be 19. There's going to be, I'm going to say these 3 numbers are said different, as well as the 10 through 16 is going to be different. So it's actually going to be 60 of the numbers. And then you're going to go on and say everything a little different, because once you get to 10, you're no longer saying the numbers anymore. I'm just trying to explain, maybe to make it short, I'm just trying to explain how the numbers are broken up. And I just saw something really weird behind me. I'm not really sure. But it couldn't have been anything because nothing gets where the dots are all the way over there. Let me see. Zzz, right there. In my closet, I just saw something moving. It could have been me. Um, Yeah, it's going to be real hot in Arizona from A through Z. Arizona. Okay, like where the hot, like, isn't it funny? A through Z, and then you get I in the center. Okay, so I explained that, and everything can be explained off of this. If you look again, I'm going to just show you this one piece. I don't know if we can get it any closer without me losing the camera. I just want to see if I could. Take that zoom off. See that? Look at that right over here. Whoop, where is it? Right over here. See what happens? Looks like a 303, right? But actually what it is it's a 5 next to a 7, and then the opposite the other way next to a 7, and then it's inverted over here. And see the way it looks like 1 1 1 1 or 3 and 3, right? That comes in 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is your 6 and 9. It's actually 5775. And I'm going to show this for the 100th time. 5775. I'm using the Hebrew moon. I'm also going to take a look at these dice cubes over here. You can never have more than 5 sides up at a time. 4 around, 1 on top, because there's always going to be 1 down, right? So when you have that, when you have 1 through 5 and you add it, it equals to 15. When you flip it over, it becomes 2 through 6 equals to 20. So the reverse Hebrew year of 5775 is 2015. It's ironic that on a dartboard you have 20 areas, and the game of pool you have the 15 balls, and it's ironic that on the dartboard you have a 50 and a 25 equaling to 75. Electric, male and female. The male 7 and the female 5, which is going to end up to being the female 7 and the male 9. It's going to be switched. And that comes in at 12 equaling to 5, 13 equaling to 7, and 14 equaling to 9 in star system math. 11 equals to 3. And the highest number when splitting numbers in half happens to be 1 equals to 5, just to let you know. Half of 1 is 5. I don't care if it's 0.5 or not. I just need to see that number. 7th inning stretch. So what happens in this is when we go 50,175 times 13 moons, it equals to 75,075. If I multiply and add this, it equals to 35 and 12, equaling to 47, and the minus part is 23. Time is 47. If I do this and add this together, it equals to 11. It ends up equaling to 3 creation, but we can get that over here. 7 and 5 is 12. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 2 is 3. This is your dartboard. The year 2015, or I'm just going to guess if this is the number. No, that was 2021. This is 2021. 2015 divided by 43. No. 2015 divided by 33. I forget which number it was. 2015 divided by what number was it? I'm going to divide it by 5 just to see. 403. I know 304 is Halloween. 304th day of the year is Halloween. I forget which number that was, but I can tell you that 77 times 75 power electric equals to 5775. And let me see what happens in this figure. 1155, correct. When you divide it by 5, it becomes 1155. So this is this. Now, what happens here? 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3 and 2. They're both connected. They connect and boom, 13, right to the moon. Number 23. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. Now they're connected. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 is 5 and 4. They're connected. They're connected. They're connected. What's left? What's they're connected. They're connected. They're connected. We're left over with 1 and 5. And that's where Mars comes in. 1 and 5. 1 and 4, 5. 1 and 1, 2. 25 is Earth. Now, we spoke about a lot of things. The 7th inning stretch, we didn't speak about 6.5 innings. I don't know if I want to get about that 6.5 innings. The horse, 5 and 6. 5 and 6 equals to 11, and it's your base creation. Why? 5 and 6, 11 to 1 and 2, 3. You're 33. And if I go to 5 and 6, I should end up with 1 and 2. And I flip them over and I get 1 and 2. I also want to talk about this one other thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals to 15, equals to 16, equals to 17, equals to 18, equals to 19, equals to 20. If I have these 6 up, I have 5, 4, 3, 2 around and 1 down. If I have the 5 up, I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 around, right? Here, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. And the 6 plus the 6 up. Here, I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, I have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Here, I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Here, I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you add this up, 15. When you add this up, 11 and 7 is 18. Whoa, what did I do here? This shouldn't be here. 1, 4, 8, 10, 16. 1, 3, 6, 11, 17. 1, 3, 7, 18. 4, 8, 13, 19. 5, 9, 14, 20. In each one of these, all you're missing is what's underneath. You can throw the dice like that, right? And underneath are the same numbers. You can throw the dice like that, and 5 and 6. 5 and 6 will be the same numbers. Here is the same numbers underneath. 1 and 6 is 1 and 6, except the 1 is under the 6. The 1 is in white. You throw them again. Same numbers, except the 3 is green. Sorry, what did I say? Sorry, the 3 is white. Okay, in this instance, right, the 3 is green. In this instance, the 2 is green. So you're always going to end up with the truth on these. This is the truth. This is that truth. And it all works out. I'm not sure where I went, where I didn't go. If you have any questions, please ask. How you doing there? Welcome to Start Chamber Council. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I have to back this up. I think there's a reason why I put this up like that. I think I wanted to head it out onto the floor right over there. Those are all obligations coming from the game of roulette. What you see out there. When you see the far one, let me see. When you see the one all the way out there of squares, right? And you have all the way on X's. The only thing I did is I asked myself, are there any letters out there that I can connect 1 dot or 4 dots to encompass an area space?
And the only ones I see for myself are the X, the O, and a straight line are the only ones. The straight line connects to the center. The X encompasses the heart of an area and creates a heart, where the O goes on the outside. And of course, inside of an O, you can create an X, and on the outside of the X, you can create that O. And it just happens to be that the X and the O are both in the F or 6 family. Let me back this up. That's a little too close. Yeah, okay. Are there any questions? Does anybody have anything? I'm going to go here just really quick and show off a few pieces. Oh, yes, I wanted to talk about the 12, 13, and 14. The bar mitzvah, age of 13, boy, man is not 13, but has ended the 13 years. If you're talking about the female, 12, it has ended the 12 years. So man comes into the 14th year of the sun, and it is birth between what I'd like to say, the sun connecting into the moon. The female and the male come together on two sides of the alphabet. The When you're looking at this, if I should light up one candle every single day, I would light up the center 7. But if I connect 7 to 1 the first day, then 7 to 2 the next day, and 7 to 3 the next day, 7 to 4 the next day, 7 to 5 the next day, 7 to 6 the next day, I would end up with 28, right? Now listen to this. On day 1, first I connect the 1, and then I connect the 2, then I connect the 3. So if I connect these numbers, on day 1 I have 1, on day 2 I have 3, on day 3 I have 6, on day 4 I have 10 that I've lit up. Now remember, I lit 10 on day 4, I lit 6 on day 3, I lit 2 on day 1, and I lit 1 on day 1. So I have 10 plus 6 is 16. Plus 3 is 19, plus the 1 is 20. In the 8 all the way to J. Now I light up the next one, I get 35. I light up the next one, I get 45, 46. Okay. I think I get 46. I think that's, let me see if I got that right. I hope I got that right. Okay. If I'm lighting up by numbers, right? As in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? I'm going to go down the other way. So here I light up number 1. Here I light up 1 and 2. Here I light up 1, 2, and 3. Here I light up 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I light up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I don't like how big this page is. I ripped out the whole page just for that. I could have taken it out. What a waste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to put this like this. So this equals to 1, equals to 3, equals to 6, equals to 10, equals to 15, equals to 21. So when we add these all together, I get 1 and 3 and 6 and 10 and 15 and 21. 36, 46 equals to 56. But this is not 100% exactly the way it should be, because I've lit candle number 7 on every single one of those days. So the first one should be 8. The next one, okay, should be equal to 10. The next one should be equal to, hold on a second. Did I get, yes. The next one
should be equal to 13. The next one should be 17, 22, 28. So it'll be 50, 60, 18, 31, 41, 48, 58, 68, 9, 70. It'll be 98. Hiab. I think that's what the total is. And this is where we get our cycle. To the 21 parts of the cube, to the 28 that go with the shamus to light everything up. I'm not sure if I wrote that down good. I'm not even sure if my calculation is good. I'm a little bit tired. We're going to end it here. I appreciate it. The thing is, you don't have to be confused about anything. The basis, I believe, to everything is you breathe into the aether. You breathe in the aether. You think into the aether. You move inside of it. It doesn't matter what you do, you are numbered in the system. It doesn't matter where I move, the system knows everything I've ever done, every movement, every thought. Does anything go to waste? I don't think so. I think that your whole entire life is always balancing you, that you just have to go out, not a waste. Can you explain that? Not a waste? I just don't remember what I said in that. Help me. So let me see something. Yeah. So no, nothing goes into the waste. The one last piece I wanted to speak about, right? I think I'm going to add this on. Two other pieces I just want to add on. First, I'm going to add on something. Here is the Monopoly corners. If you want to go to go, okay, go is 1, 41, 81 in Venus, 121, 1111, 161, 201, agenda 201. That's where go is, 8. 281, 361, 19 by 19. This is the 19th time you get to go. Here is visiting jail. Here is free parking, 2161, 101. Look at that. Has something to do with the DNA and the moon. See, right next to go to jail, you're going to get 420. Somewhere near Kentucky. Here, if this fourth corner over here, this is go to jail. Look at that. Q, go to jail in Mars. 111, we are in the center of everything with go to jail. Here again, Mars. Look at that. 231, 77 with Christ in Mars. 271. Here, the total alphabet ends up in jail. 511. This is something to do with the key. Now, that's the corners. Okay, sorry, that was the corners, right. Now, if I want to go to the trains, it would be like this. Here's the first train. And this is, look at that, the first train you get into the house and into the moon. Here, it's the house of Bate on the first train. 366, you completed the leap year, the number of days in a leap year. And then here's the second train, the third train, Pennsylvania Avenue, 196, 14 by 14, the other side of the board. What do they mean? I don't know, but I can also show you how the number sequences move. And the number sequences move is 6, 1, 5, 9, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6. So here's your basic position. You're in the heavens over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Raphael, just give me a minute. Just 1 second. Okay, so this is the trains, right? And this is because every time you go around again, it's 40. Add 40 to any of these, right? And you start off on 6. So over here, you'll be your birth ends up over here. That's the moon. And the same thing happens here. I have to take the phone, so I'm going to end the video. My last piece is about the fingers on your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your fingers and your toes stops at 20. We start over again. We're counting backwards. There's a whole lot of mathematics to go here, but we're going to end it now. Raphael 7286. If you'd like to help out the channel, it would be much appreciated. Much appreciated. You don't know how much. It's been it's been a very tough year. I don't like to say that out here, but it's my only income basically, and I'm scratching at the floor. Raphael 7286. Let's get this together. Understanding Area 51. Thank you.